All right, let's get right into it. You know, in C#, you're often faced with a classic problem. How do you get more than just one thing back from a method? Well, turns out we've got a couple of secret agents for that job, ref and out. And yeah, they might look alike, but trust me, their missions are totally different. So let's break them down. So think about it. You write a method, and by default, it hands you back one thing, right? A number, a string, maybe some complex object. But what happens when you need two or three or even more pieces of information from that one operation? That's the puzzle, and it's exactly why these two keywords, our secret agents, even exist in the first place. Yep, this is the standard operating procedure in C#, the one return rule. One method, one return value. But, rules are sometimes meant to be, well, bent, and C# gives us some really elegant ways to work around this, so a single method can effectively give us multiple results. Okay, before we meet the agents, you gotta understand their secret technique. It's called pass by reference. Now, normally, when you pass a variable to a method, you're just sending a copy. The original is safe and sound, but not here. With pass by reference, you're basically handing the method a key to the variable's house, its actual memory location. Any changes the method makes, they happen to the original variable. It's a really powerful concept, and it's the engine that makes both ref and out work. First up, let's meet Agent Ref. I want you to think of ref as the modifier. Its whole mission is to take a piece of data that already exists and change it. You're sending a variable into a method, fully expecting that it might come back looking a little different.
Now, ref is a professional. It has some strict rules of engagement. And the biggest one, the one you can't forget, is this. The variable you pass must have a value before you send it in. You have to give this agent something to start with. The method can then read that value, do whatever it needs to do, and maybe change it.
Let's see this agent out in the wild. We start with x and we give it a value, 10. Simple enough. Then we call our add5 method. But here's the key. We pass x using that ref keyword. Now, inside the method, the parameter num isn't just a copy of x. No, it's a direct line to x itself. It is x. So when we go num plus 5, we're actually changing the original x. And boom, back in our main code, x is now 15. Mission accomplished. And now for our second agent, out. If ref is the modifier, then I want you to think of out as the initializer. Its mission is totally different. It's not here to change existing data. It's here to create it. You're basically handing the method an empty box, and its job is to fill it up and hand it back to you. So the rules for out, they're pretty much the exact opposite of ref. You don't have to initialize the variable you're passing in. In fact, that's kind of the whole point. But this comes with a very strict contract. The method must, it absolutely has to, assign a value to that variable before it's done. That's its primary job, getting data out of a method. And this example shows it perfectly. See here, we declare P and Q, but we don't give them a value. They're just empty containers. We send these empty containers to our getValues method using the out keyword. The method now has one job. It must give A and B a value. And when it does, those values are actually assigned to our original P and Q. So after the method call, P is 5 and Q is 10. We just got two return values from one method call. Pretty cool, huh? All right, we've met our two agents. We've seen them on their missions. Now it's time for the final showdown. Let's put them right next to each other and make the differences absolutely crystal clear. So this slide right here, this is basically the whole story. With ref, think of it as a two-way street. Data goes in with a value, and it can come back out with a totally new one. But with out, it's strictly a one-way street. Data only flows out of the method. Ref needs a starting value. Out is there to give you that value. Ref is for modifying. Out is for creating. That's the core of it. If you're going to remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. You use ref when you're passing a variable that already has a value, and you want the method to be able to update it. And you use out when you just want to get multiple new values back from a method. Simple as that. And there you have it. Ref, the modifier, and out, the initializer. Two super powerful agents, each with a very specific, very different mission. They both use that same pass-by-reference technique under the hood, but for completely different reasons. So next time you're coding and you hit that one return limit, just ask yourself, am I trying to change something that's already here, or am I trying to get something new back?
The answer will tell you exactly which agent call.